You are now listening to Talk is Cheap FM. Brought to you by Bet the Tuesday.
Talk is cheap, motherfucker. Yo. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? This is Baba Tuesday, of course, and this is another episode of Talk is Cheap FM. We have a caller on the line. We're going to see what the hell he's talking about. So, we're about to click him over right now. Yo.
What's happening?
What up?
Ain't nothing, just another glorious day in the city of Dallas.
Okay. Damn, already giving out your location. That's what's up. All right. So, before we get started, this is your platform. This is your time to tell people who you are, what you do. No, you don't have to give out your real government name. You can give out an alias or whatever. Do what you do. So this is your time to shine. Here you go.
For sure. For those that personally know me, I go by Hop. You know, if you know me longer than that, D-Hop. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of Dallas, Texas. 30 years old, no baby mamas, no kids, no drama, nothing like that. Just living life to the fullest, man. Trying to get out here and get it, man.
Man, that's what's up. All right, so what part of Dallas are you from?
I grew up really, man, Pleasant Grove, Mesquite area, about 1994. Moved out here to North Dallas, Northwest Dallas, over here in the Lovefield area. Walnut Hill, Webb Chapel, you know what it is.
Yeah. So,
35.
So anybody from Dallas, anybody who lived in Dallas knows this song. So I'm gonna test you real quick, bruh. Let's see if you can finish this. You ready?
Yeah.
Oak Cliff.
That's my hood.
Hey.
Understood.
Yeah.
I don't rep Oak Cliff, but I got some homies from the Cliff, and they rep that every time they come on, man.
Oh,
it's all good.
yo, that's
you should put on that Mr. Pookie, Mr. Lucci. That's that North Dallas right there, bro.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. Oh, who did that track? Inside peanut butter, outside jelly.
Hey, who is that?
Damn,
I don't know, man. That's two cats that really wasn't on, but I don't even think they were from Dallas. I think they were from like Atlanta or something.
Man, I thought it was Dallas, but anyways, that used to be my joint too. Inside peanut butter, outside jelly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But for you folks who don't know what the fuck we was talking about, there's a song called Oak Cliff. Oak Cliff is a part of Dallas. And the song is a slam. When that shit come on, let me hear that shit on the radio. Shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if I got my suit on. I'm wildin'.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, man, let's talk about a couple of things, man. I'm gonna just ask you a question. We're just gonna have a conversation, and we're gonna see where this shit leads us, right? So,
for sure.
What do you think about what's going on in today's society pertaining to social media and trying to find love?
Ooh. Alright, well, I'm 30 years old, like I said in the beginning, man, and so 87, all the 80s babies, shout out to the 80s babies, you know what it is. 87 is the best, you know, summer baby, June. But, man, this is just a different time that we're in, man, a different generation. And then you got the younger cats, younger people that literally come out of the womb looking at an iPad or looking at an iPhone 10. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get my first cell phone until 8th grade. That was, 1999? Prime code phone with the little alien, little purple alien, whatever he was, man. But, you know, just this new era, man, this new generation, and trying to find love via social media is just, one, I think it's lazy because you really don't have to put in much effort. Even though in this time, this generation, they may think they're putting in some effort by sliding in the DMs. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like, I've slid in a few DMs here and there, and it does take a little work, but there's no face time. There's no face value. You can't. How do you interpret somebody's text or message? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. You don't know if that person being real or not. You can't go based off of some words that were typed and then you view it on the screen.
Yeah,
so everybody
yeah.
knows how text messages can be misinterpreted easily. That's an ongoing battle that I have.
And plus,
I
didn't mean to cut you off, but like I write in caps. I write in caps a lot of the times, and people think I'm mad and shit. I'm just like, nah, calm that shit down. But continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, you good, G, you good. But yeah, man, I think, and honestly, in my opinion, bro, because I'm old school, not really old school, but traditional, I guess you could say. Old Southern gent from Dallas, Texas, bro. We just do things differently down here. I'd rather meet a chick at a library. Well, I don't know the last time I've been in a library, but just give me a scenario.
Keep that shit real. Keep it real, brother. When was the last time you was in a goddamn library? Keep that shit 100.
Hey, if you ain't got a printer at home, the next best thing is hit that library.
Yeah.
Go print out your page.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
But yeah, man. But yeah, like, I would rather meet a chick, in the grocery store. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. The grocery store between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., bruh. Sprouts, Whole Foods, Walmart, it's going down. But anyway, man. I just think, I don't know, I think the older generations don't do too well when it comes to the whole social media and trying to find love, per se.
Yeah.
And not even just love, just trying to find some punani or some deep on the social media, which is a little easier if you're just trying to find sex. But if you're trying to find something real, man, I'm just not with it. I'm not down for it. I've tried the dating apps, POL, and the black people meet, all this and that. I just don't vibe with it.
Yeah.
And to each his own. But I'm telling you, a lot of the OG generation, 29 and up, 28 and up, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we dig it as much as this younger generation does, man. And I'm not telling the younger cats and younger chicks, don't do it. Hey, it's part of y'all's world. This is y'all's world. Y'all are literally born in the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
You come out of the womb on the internet. You're literally plugged in.
Yep.
Like the Matrix, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So, but just what's going on now, man, and then you got all these women coming out yelling rape, bro, from 20, 30 years ago. So, and now they have the platform where it's all they have to do is press a button, and it's a wrap. People losing endorsements, losing fat ass checks, losing a spot on a TV show. Like, man, people get thrown in jail left and right, prosecuted. It's crazy, man. But that really doesn't have anything to do with social media and finding love, but just that platform.
It's still the climate.
Devil, G, like,
yeah.
I don't know if I think the Bible may refer to something like that as far as, the devil being with the type of technology that we have, man. It's just not good. It's more evil is being done than good.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of things that I want to address, and we'll revert back to it. But you bring up the Bible, but also, man, the Bible also basically tells you, like, yo, most women out here, they with the shits now. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Like, I don't know the Bible from back and forth, but I mean, of course, you got Adam and Eve. Everybody know the story about Adam and Eve, right? And then you got Samson. Wait, was Samson the dude with the hair?
Yeah, man.
Then you got Samson. All his power was in his hair. And guess what? Them hoes got him. They got him with that one. And then you got the city that God like destroyed, and the chick turned back and looked and turned to stone. Which one was that one? You remember that one?
I forgot.
Where like the city was like sinful and
something like the pillar of salt. And
man, I don't know. I just
I
remember.
forgot the names. That's my fault for being a Texan. I forgot.
No, it's cool. Like I
what
don't.
you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff, man. And you know what the crazy thing is, and we're gonna get back to what you were saying. Like, I tell people, like, man, I'm trying to go like 3 to 7 years without like just tending to myself and not really dealing with women. And people think I'm fucking crazy for saying that, right? And it's a lot of religious people who think like I'm crazy, but I'm just like, yo, like if you really think about it. Most of these religious people out here, they want to live right by God, which is good, right? They want to live like Jesus, right? They want to be more like Jesus, but they end up like Adam.
Yeah.
Because if you really think about it, Jesus never really rocked with any chicks. He did his own thing. He did his own thing, right? So. And when I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna try to do my own thing, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna try to do right by, you know, myself and you know, not really try to take advantage of people and just do me. People think I'm crazy.
I don't see why anybody would give you flack for that. Number one, it's your life and it's your decision. So you can, and you're a grown ass man. You can do whatever the hell you want. As far as when it comes to your life, it's your decision. Two, especially when it comes to Christians and the whole sex before marriage and sex out of wedlock or whatever, having children out of wedlock, and the whole taking a vow of celibacy, man. Like literally, Christians aren't supposed to be out here just fucking, and they're not married. And for someone of a certain faith to give you some type of flack for not giving your power or giving your time and effort and energy to the opposite sex for an amount of time, there shouldn't be any rebuttal for that at all. If anything, they should be supporting you.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong.
Especially with you not having kids right now. Like, bro, that's money. That's money saved, G.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Like, come on.
I know. I actually just got me a new iMac today. Well, it's new to me, but I got me an iMac today. Why? Because I saved my chips. I saved my chips, and I just went out and I got it. But don't get me wrong. These people know that, like, you know, I'm fucking a pocket pussy and just jacking off and shit. Even though I'm trying to do right, I'm still keeping it 100. You know what I mean? And yeah. Oh, this is what I hear all the time. Like, bro, you need to go get you like a Christian. You need to find you a good Christian woman.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I don't want to make a blanket statement like Christian women are good, because there's some good women out there. You know, I think a small percentage that is really trustworthy, but that trust shit and women, that don't really do it to me. But I'm gonna keep it 100. Can I keep it 100 with you real quick, man?
Hey, man, I always keep it true with me, because I'm gonna keep it true with you.
Yeah, a lot of Christian women that I know that are really deep into the church are fucked up. A lot of growing up, a lot of Christian girls, like, you know, when what was I, like 18, 19, we would like I would hang around with like the Christian crowd and shit. And these chicks would have sex, but not vaginal sex. They don't have oral or anal sex, but then they would still think that they're virgins and shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck? This shit is crazy. Like, have you heard of that shit? Like, Christian chicks?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like,
bro,
yo.
A lot of the times, you know, like, your church girls are the freaks, man. Like,
that was like a running, like, in my area where I grew up, it was a running joke that, like, the pastor kids were the freakiest and the craziest.
Yeah, the preacher's kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the theater department in college, man. The theater geeks, they some theater freaks, man. Like,
oh shit,
that's a real thing.
Oh shit. Yeah, I heard that atmosphere was that atmosphere was crazy. Yeah, you can't put it past nobody, man. So I'm just like, listen, man, I deal with my own problems. I know like I know my evils around me, right? So And dealing with another person, like when you're trying to find a significant other, you got to deal with their shit too.
Yeah, this is true.
And I don't want to do it. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, you did mention that, like, you know, I'm grown and it's my business and everything like that. But maybe you've encountered this too. But man, like, I encountered like stuff where people get mad because I have a choice to fuck with a certain type of person or not. Like, if I want to fuck with, you know, a chick that, you know, doesn't have kids or whatnot, people are getting mad at me. Like, don't single out the, you know, the baby mamas and shit like that. I'm just like, what the fuck? That's just like a little example. But have you ever experienced anything like that?
I get more flack for talking to and or dating white women, if anything, and it's 2018, and I've gotten flack for that my entire life, and I don't discriminate against any woman.
Okay.
I will date any race. It doesn't matter if she got kids or not. But I tend to get more flack for talking to or associating myself with any woman that is Anglo-Saxon or has Anglo-Saxon in her blood. If her pigmentation is lighter than Terrence Howard's or Lisa King, I'm getting flack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mariah Carey.
And it's gonna come from sisters.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Like, why are you giving me flack? Were you trying to give me the booty?
Yeah.
Did you give me your number? Because I'm pretty sure when I tried to holler at you, you wasn't giving me no resume.
Yeah,
so
she
I'm
wasn't.
not about to sit here and waste time and chase you if you ain't even, you know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
understand you got to work for it, all this and that, but dude, I got to get to know you first. Can I at least get your number, get to know you before you start like coming at me just because I like a white girl? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But I have been in conversations when it comes to dating or talking to women that don't have kids and women that do have kids. I don't mind talking to women with kids as long as it ain't like 4 or 5. It's because, like, well, you got 4 or 5 kids, you ain't even got time to, you know, spend time with me or chill with me. How we gonna date when you got 5 of them? You know what I'm saying? That's a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
So you already work. Pretty sure you got 1 or 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying? And you got mouths to feed, and that's time you got to spend with them. You got to show them some attention. You can't neglect your kids for some D.
Well,
to get you a guy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna be sitting here watching the kids every night while we spending time with each other. So me being a single man, I do prefer to talk or date or associate with a woman that doesn't have kids, or even if she could have one. You know what I'm saying? One is a major difference from multiple. You know what I'm saying? We can manage with one.
Especially, like, whenever I look at chicks that have 4 or 5 kids, I look at how many baby daddies.
Yep.
I look at how far apart these children are. Because if she has 4 or 5 kids and her youngest kid is like 2 years old, that means she's still fertile. And she's still popping that pussy open. So you got to be mad careful. That's the truth.
Oh, definitely. She definitely still gets some unless she done took them by herself.
Yeah,
but
like if you have 4 kids,
if
you have 4 kids and 4 different baby daddies, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm good because eventually one of them gonna get upset that their kid is around a whole nother dude. That just comes with the territory.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And then you got to think about, like, how many dudes is she really letting hit raw? Like, seriously.
Exactly.
God damn, your club is all shot up and shit. Like, I don't even want to. Nah. All right, so, man, you know what? Let's fuck it. We gonna do this. Let's get into this interracial dating, bro.
Wow.
We're gonna jump into this shit. This is the first time, people, that I'm talking about this shit. I was gonna do a whole series, but this will be the opener. This will be the opener to this whole goddamn series, right? So I'm gonna ask you some questions, and then you just answer it, okay?
All right.
Have you ever been called a coon?
Who?
A coon.
Oh, have I been called a coon? No. The worst term I've ever heard was snickerlicker, but that wasn't directed towards me because I got a snicker, so you know what I'm saying? But no, I have not been. I have not been called that. No.
Have you ever been referred to as unattractive because the pigment of your skin?
No.
No. Have you ever seen the movie Jungle Fever?
Multiple times.
Do you think there's a difference between how a light-skinned or fair-skinned woman, no, we're going to say a light-skinned woman acts and a dark-skinned woman acts?
What was the question again? Repeat.
Do you feel that there's a difference between how a light-skinned girl acts and a dark-skinned girl acts in general?
All right. Are these women black?
Yes.
I have seen a difference, but both can act just exactly the same, G. And that also depends on where they're from, how they're raised, and who they're surrounded by.
All right. So, do you see a difference between how a mixed person, a mixed female acts, compared to a non-mixed, like a full black female?
Once again, they can both act exactly the same. I think it depends on where they're from. Like I said before, how they were raised, and just their circle. Because you can get a Hispanic chick acting just like a chick straight out of Pleasant Grove, bro. And not all black chicks from Pleasant Grove are straight hood or have that hood mentality.
Okay.
So,
all right.
It always just depends. It always just depends.
The reason why I was just asking these questions because before we dive into the situation, I wanted the listeners to know that where you stand, you know what I mean? You're open-minded. You understand that a certain type of person doesn't act a certain type of way. And I'm glad that you answered it the way you answered. So now we can really get into it. People see that, you have a objective, perspective. What's the word? Observational look into this onto this subject, right? So let's get it in. All right. So tell me a time where, have you ever dated like a white chick and you walk into an establishment and you have people looking at you weird? And were the people black or were the people white or was it both?
Bro, you're going to get looks definitely from black and white. You're going to get that regardless. Like, my Latinos, they don't give a damn because they all know where. They don't care if you interracial or not. Now, if you walk in with one of they chicks, you definitely don't get the look because the Latin brothers, Hispanic brothers, they do not like black men dating their women. They're very overprotective, and that's just their culture. Just recently, man, I am in a long-distance relationship right now, and she's actually Italian-Canadian. And I flew her out here for the holidays, man, and we went out, and you'll get looks here and there, man, and especially from the older generation of white people, bro. You're definitely gonna get that look. And then older white black women, the older generation of black women, definitely gonna give you a look. It's like, what you doing with that white girl?
Yeah.
You're gonna get that regardless, and that also depends on where you at. We in Texas, in Dallas, Texas, that you for sure gonna get some looks. Now, if you were in New York or up north or somewhere, not so much because that's the north.
Yeah.
Everybody mixed up there. You know what I'm saying? You got all kind of races up there, but just because of the region of the U.S. that we're in, bro, it's still that way down here, man. And a lot of people not vibing with it. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me this. I'm gonna give you an example. Whenever I walk around with a white chick or a non-black chick, and don't get me wrong, I tell people this. I regulate all shapes, sizes. I love BBWs. I fucked the SS BBW last year. That was part of my my fucking bucket list. I did that. I completed that shit. Like, I've dated like Brazilian. I've dated Mexican. I've dated black. I've dated all like, I'm everywhere, right? Where I used to be. So whenever I walk around with chicks, like, it don't matter because I'm in my own world, but I do catch people looking, right? And I find that Maybe because the girls that I'm really walking around showing in public, with me, they're bad, right?
Right.
Like the brothers, man, they kind of, when you see a brother walking around with a fine ass girl, like you acknowledge, the brother, like, brother, you doing your thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Determine on his vibe. If he ain't mean mugging you, like, brother, you doing your thing. I get that from brothers all the time. But sisters, sometimes some of them, they're upset. You know what I mean? They get mad, and I'm just like, oh well. Like, I mean, you're not. Are you saying that you want to suck my dick right now?
Exactly.
Shit. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Do you see
during college, bro?
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God! You know what? This has something to do with like interracial, but not. But a quick story before we get back into it. Like, I consider myself mixed because my dad's from Nigeria, straight Nigerian, and my mom's here from the States. And a lot of people might say, what the fuck does he mean that he's mixed? Listen, it's two fucking different cultures. In my household, like, I was living under two different cultures. I saw how, like, the Africans treated each other, and I saw how, Black Americans treated each other. And then I saw, like, how if you weren't full African, how they treated you. You know what I mean? And that's and then I see like how if you're not true African American in America, how they treat you too. So I saw all this shit growing up, right? So I remember my freshman year. I get into the elevator, and it just so happens I get in the elevator with a lot of Africans, like nothing, just straight like from like Ghana and Nigeria or some shit. And they're all talking and shit, and then they all look at me, and it was like it was almost uncomfortable. And they was like, "What's your name?" And I told them my name and everything, and they were like, "Oh, you're African." And then they found out like I don't speak the language or anything anymore, right? So, and these were all dudes, so they're kind of like separated themselves from me. I was like, cool, like I don't give a fuck anyways, you know what I mean? But let me tell you, and I put this on everything, their attitudes changed whenever they saw me with white chicks all the time. I'm surrounded by like a table with white chicks making them laugh and shit. Their attitudes changed. They wanted to hang out with a nigga. I mean, they're on my dorm room door. Hey, brother, listen, their attitude changed when they saw a nigga pulling these white chicks, right? So that was just that was something that was brought up. Like, I don't know, I just thought of that shit. So tell me this, man. Tell me this. Tell me this. Haven't you noticed that when a black dude dates a white chick, he's a sellout, this, that, coon, or whatnot. But if a black chick dates a white dude, she's a goddamn hero.
And it's a come up.
It's a fucking come up.
It's a come up. And it's crazy because I have a cousin, bro, that just married a white dude. And, he ain't your average, typical white dude, I guess, all-American white dude. You can tell he kind of, got some swagger to him, kind of like a Justin Timberlake, but, off-brand Justin Timberlake. Like, real cool, chill vibe, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, but I've never been in a conversation where black women were getting flack for talking to a white dude. At all. Not one. I can't even recall.
Yeah.
Like, never, bro. But I can count on two hands how many times I've been in a conversation where I'm getting all kinds of...
It's like blasphemy.
You like white girls. You like them white girls. They're like, always, bro. And it's like, why? I don't get it. What's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, I was looking on, I think it was the Breakfast Club, man, that one doctor, I forgot his name, got the beard and everything.
Umar Johnson?
Yes, bruh. And he's so pro-black, and he was just saying how the black man is like, if white woman, he can't respect him, and basically like he's a lower being for being in an interracial relationship. And it's like, you're not supporting the black community, you're not giving back all this and that, you're not having all black kids and raising them up in the black community and understanding the struggle, this and that, and just everything. And not once did he mention God, bro. And it was just like, bro, like, who are you to judge me for dating outside of my race when the only judge in my life is God, bro?
Yeah,
you know
but here's
you think he not gonna let me through the pearly gates because I married a white woman, bro?
Yeah.
Really? That's what God gonna say, bro? Really? Like,
yeah,
come on, dude.
exactly.
Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, who cares, bro? This entire world is mixed with something, dog. Like,
exactly.
It's not that big of a deal.
And speaking about mixed, here's the whole thing. Like, a motherfucker would tell you, oh, you shouldn't date a white chick or whatnot, or blase blase. But let you have a mixed kid. They're gonna accept that mixed kid. There's a lot of people who are out here who are pro-black and shit, but they don't acknowledge that mixed children, black and white children, like children made from a black person and a white person, are their own race. You know what I mean? But they accept them as they're black. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they're jealous of them because they got fair skin and they got quote unquote good hair and colorful eyes, right? Like listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth right now. I am really attracted to like dark. I mean, darker than Foxy Brown, dark chicks. Like, have you seen those real dark African chicks that almost look like charcoal?
And their skin is flawless.
Bruh, like that. Listen, a lot of people. Listen. I was having a conversation with I believe he was like he was feminine. I believe he was gay, and another chick. I was having a conversation. I was like, oh man. I was like that chick from Chewing Gum. Have you seen that TV show, Chewing Gum?
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Yeah, I was like, man, that chick from Chewing Gum. I mean, I like her skin color. I'm really attracted to her. And they started laughing to me. Like, I'm like, yo, I mean, she might not be attracted to you, but like they were kind of dogging on her skin tone and everything. And I'm just like, how in the fuck you black, but you and you claim melanin is like God's work and all that shit, but you make fun of black people for being black. What the fuck is it? What the fuck? So are you jealous? So are you envious of people who are fair skinned and you're jealous of people who are really blacker than you? Like, is that what it comes down to? And everybody that I see that calling people out coons and everything, most of them, I wouldn't say everybody, but I would say most of them most of them overlook mixed people and they accept mixed people, but they hate. They only love the byproduct of an interracial relationship. That's what I'm trying to say. But they don't love the interracial relationship. Like, have you ever thought about that shit?
Say it again?
I said, have you ever thought about that?
I have, yes. And everybody wants, not everybody, but I tend to hear, I want mixed kids. Like, if I'm talking to a white girl, like, if she brings up having kids, bro, like, the first thing is, our kids are going to be so beautiful. They're going to be mixed, beautiful babies, good hair, pretty eyes, all this and that. And do I take a step back and think, do you just want mixed kids, or do you just want me for mixed kids, or do you actually want to be in this relationship? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if majority white girls out there that do like brothers, if they just want the mixed kids, you know, the product of a interracial relationship, or do you actually want to be in a relationship with this black dude because you love him for who he is?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the man that he can be.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
So do you really just want that mixed kid? Because that's what you see on the internet, all these mixed babies running around, pretty looking like a bunch of Steve Currys running around.
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Stephon Curry, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
you gotta watch yourself. You gotta watch yourself, man. That's a good look. That's a good perspective on that. You know what I mean? That is a real good perspective, because not only do like black people want mixed kids, but white people as well.
Oh,
I mean, that's fuck, man. I didn't even know where this conversation was gonna go. What we talked about? We talked about religion, Jesus, mixed kids, goddamn shit. Listen, we're about to wrap it up. This is a little quick impromptu interview conversation. So
for sure.
Oh, before I even close it out, you let me think about it, because I had a question that you said earlier. You said you like to meet you like to meet chicks like at the grocery store and shit, right?
Yeah, just random everyday spots where you can be running an errand at the post office.
Yeah, okay.
Car wash.
And then you also mentioned that like a chick can fucking just say give false allegations and your career is over with, right?
Yeah.
So nowadays, how are you approaching chicks where because a situation can happen where you approach a chick just for a number and she could say that you harassed her. So how do you handle that now? Have you thought of that?
And I'm about to F you up with this because honestly, bro, when I go out, especially let's say I hit Deep Ellum with my boys or something and we just out chilling. Bro, when I go out, which I don't do often, I ain't a club head. I don't go out every weekend because that's money, bro. But anyways, I don't really go out with the intention of, well, let me just say this. I do not go out with the intentions of getting numbers, bro. I rarely approach women. And that's just because of the times that we're in and the generation that we live in right now. A lot of the women that do go out, especially in the city of Dallas, from personal experience, what I've seen, one, either they're a sack chaser, jersey chaser, gold digger, or just based on like, if you spending dollars in the club or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really approach women because I've seen dudes get shot down left and right, bruh. Like I could be walking through the club trying to pass through, because it'd be crowded and stuff. You hate people walking on your shoes, bumping you, got your drink. So I'll slide by, bro, like trying to get through the crowd, and I might put my hand on a chick's back, because I'm trying to get through the crowd. I ain't even trying to cop a feel. I'm not trying to holler at you, nothing. I'm just trying to be polite. Excuse me. And I politely put my hand on her back, you know what I'm saying, and pass through. Man, most chicks will turn around, bro, look at you sideways, look you up and down, like, why you touching me? Why you looking at me? Why you trying to holler at me? It's nothing like that. I'm just trying to pass through, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's some real shit.
Bro, I don't even attempt to get numbers just because I'm a people watcher, bro. I observe.
Yeah.
And I watch and see who's all out, bro, on the scene. And then a lot of times it's the same
bitches.
People every weekend, every night, bro. And that's just for me because of who I am and the experiences that I've had with women, bro, younger and older. I just don't approach women when I go out. Now, if we make eye contact and you're giving me rhythm, and I know for a solid fact that you're intrigued by me, the way I'm standing, my posture, my body language, just my whole entire vibe, bro, my energy. If I know for a fact that you're feeling that and you vibing with it, then I'm going to approach it. If we don't make any kind of eye contact or nothing like that, if you don't even know that I'm standing on the other side of the room, like, I'm not going to approach you. Like, that's just me being me. To each his own. Like I said earlier, to each his own. And I'm traditional, bro. I'm old school traditional. So it's like, yo, I got to make eye contact with you because I got to see if I'm even vibing with you on that level because I'm not on that lower frequency or wavelength, bro. Like, mine is up and above, G. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to connect on a whole nother wavelength versus just, trying to get some nookie for that night or just some basic bra. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go with a whole nother intention, bro.
At the end of the day, I see what you see. And I know that motherfucking chicks is out walking around here fucking cocky than a bitch. Their
Yep,
fucking
trying to get a
egos,
chick.
their egos is crazy, and all the chicks are going after just 1% of the dudes. The dudes that are fucking tall, got goddamn money, doing all this shit. You know what I mean? They're overshooting their goddamn goals. You know what I mean? I mean, come on.
Yep.
Yeah, you could reach for the stars, but fuck, bitch. Like, what do you bring to the table other than your looks and your pussy? And at the same time, shout out to all the dudes out there approaching chicks and getting shot down. Don't get frustrated. Don't fucking get all sad and shit. Just keep on doing what you're doing. And remember that a female cannot, I'm going to repeat this, a female cannot withstand getting shot down. That's why they don't approach.
Oh, what?
That's why they don't approach. Shit.
Let me share you one thing that, because what I do is I manage HOAs and condominium associations. So I'm a community manager / property manager, however you want to put it. So I was setting up for an annual meeting, and we had a bounce house out there. And the dude that came and set it up, man, old school Mexican cat, bro, real cool, chopping it up and everything. So we talking, and he's like, "You got a girl, man?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "What?" He was like, "You young, you got a job, you a good-looking dude. Why you don't have a girl?" And this was literally right after I got my heart broken, dealing with a chick that I was dealing with on and off for 8 years, bro. She completely fucked my whole head up, bro. Went into a deep depression, stopped working out, stopped eating for 2 months. It was a bad deal. Anyway, he was like, "Man, let me tell you one thing." He was like, "A woman is always going to be prepared to talk to you." He was like, "All you got to do is have a good mouthpiece, walk up to her and talk to her. She's always going to be willing to talk to you. You just got to be able to say the right things and make the right move."
Yeah.
And I respected that. You know, so I was like, wow, like that's 100. I was like,
Yeah.
you probably right, bro, because most women do want to be approached, because I feel like a lot of women go out, especially in this generation, between the ages of 22 and 28. They're going out, bro, to build some type of self-esteem, bro, or to feed that ego. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a lot of chicks that go out in groups and packs and stuff, they ain't trying to get no numbers, bro. They ain't trying to pass out no numbers. They want to build that self-esteem and feed that ego, bro, and shoot dudes down left and right and laugh in their face and go on about their night, bro.
And
I've seen it.
I've
seen it, bro.
And their egos come from social media. That's what inflates their goddamn ego.
Definitely, bro. It's like, what? Come on, bro.
And it's just crazy. It's just crazy, but that's why when sex bots really hits the market and sex bots start to fucking move and groove, these hoes will not, like, listen, I'm telling you, strip clubs is gonna go down. Goddamn, the pickup artists, how they're making money, it's gonna change everything. Females are going to be like, oh shit, well, I'm not getting attention no more, so let me.
They about to take it. Major L's, bro.
Bro, I see them trying to fight it head on, but then realizing like, oh man, the only route that we can really go is back to traditionalism. But that's not going to work because technology has surpassed the traditional values, and so then they're going to go to the church, right? And when they go to the church, they're going to be all humble and shit, and the church is going to get involved, and the church is going to be like, hey, don't do this. This is a sin. You're playing God, blase, blase. But then that ain't going to work. And then next thing you know, motherfuckers is out here really fucking with these robots hardcore and upfront about it. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
I believe it, bro.
Yeah, but fuck, man. No, but that Wisdom the Mexican dude spit to you makes sense because women, they get approached. They always have options. Always have options. And with social media, that amplifies it a billion times over. So people.
I want to just say one last thing to you before we get out. Bro.
All right.
For my dudes out there that are single, you know what I'm saying? Even for your guys that are lovers and not necessarily, you know, hardcore thug, whatever. You know, you got your different dudes out there. You got dudes you got your Drake dudes, you got your Future dudes that are like Future. You got your laid back, you know, vibing Andre 3000 type cats. You know what I'm want to tell dudes, look, I know that a lot of women always preach that know your self-worth, but that goes for dudes as well, man. Don't settle. And if you out here playing the game, getting your dick wet and sticking it and moving, bro, do your thing. But if you really out here looking for something, bro, know your self-worth, G.
Exactly.
You're a human being as well, and you have feelings too, G. Just because you have feelings don't make you a pussy, bro.
And
God gave you emotions, my G.
That's what's
you know
up.
What I'm saying? Know your self-worth, bro. Don't settle for just some chick, bro, just because she threw the pee at you and it's good, bro. Be careful. Know your self-worth, bro. Don't settle. Take your time.
Well,
I just wanted to say that.
Man, I mean, that's good. And just to jump on that, like, most dudes date down.
Yes.
A majority of the dudes date down. And majority of the chicks want to date up. They're always looking for the bigger... Listen, there's this movie. It's called Hard Bodies. It was made in the 80s. And it was about, like, these dudes. I think they were in California or some shit. But anyways, they would say, give the girl the BBD. And the older dude was like, what's the BBD? And he was like, the bigger, better deal. And that is what females feed on. And that's just them by nature. They want, resources. I mean, they want to be protected. I mean, that's what it is. It is what it is. You can't get mad at that, right?
Yeah.
So but nowadays, like, chicks' egos are so inflated that a goddamn, and I know this is subjective, but a damn 6 on your scale, a goddamn 6 is trying to get a 10. Come on now.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. A 10 might hit a 6, but that don't mean that he gonna really fuck with you like that.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I've even had, and I'm not saying like I'm the shit or whatnot, but like I know what I'm worth, and like I did have one chick approach me via text message, social media, and it was a chick that I probably would never even look twice at. And I'm not trying to like sound stuck up or anything like that, but I mean, she really went for it or whatnot. And I could just, was she brave? Was she really feeling me, or was it just her ego? Or was it this, that people were inflating her ego? I don't know, but I said no. Listen, no means no, all right? I ain't really fucking with you like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, man, I'm about to wrap it up. Shit, I was shooting for 20 minutes, but goddamn, we almost at 50 minutes. But anyways, I'm gonna have to have you on again, and we're gonna actually talk about a subject. We'll have a subject to talk about. This is more of just a conversation, So guys, thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit. And I'm gonna end this podcast like how I always end it, by saying, teach people how to treat you. Sometimes you have to reteach people how to treat you. And also, my grandma used to tell me, love everybody, but trust no one. I'm your host, Baba Tuesday, and we out. Peace.